Western Air flight. We have the details. And police on Abaco are searching for a man who allegedly sexually assaulted a 12-year-old girl. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Simone Davis. Thank you so much for watching. Topping news tonight, an early morning flight turning into a scary situation for passengers scheduled to arrive on Grand Bahama on board Western Air's Flight 701. The flight was scheduled to arrive shortly after 7:25 this morning, but diverted back into New Providence due to mechanical issues with its landing gear just moments after takeoff. Some of those passengers later arrived on board another Western Air flight. Our Remiko Knowles is standing by live at the Freeport terminal with the latest in this report.
It was a frightening situation for passengers on board Western Air's 7 a.m. flight with services into Freeport, Grand Bahama. According to reports, shortly after takeoff from the Lynden Pindling International Airport in New Providence, the flight experienced issues with the landing gear and had to return to New Providence. Cell phone footage from a passenger on that flight capturing the entire ordeal. The video shows Western Air's Flight 701 returning to New Providence after takeoff. The flight attendant can be heard yelling, "Emergency, hands behind your head, bend down, stay down." ZNS News contacted VP of Operations and General Counsel Shirexi Roll, who explains what occurred in air during that flight.
Essentially, once the aircraft took off, the captain received an indication that his nose landing gear did not fully retract. And so once he completed his climbing sequence and appropriate checks, he decided to perform a few low approaches to allow for a visual inspection to confirm his gear position. Once it was indicated to him that his gear did in fact look down and locked, he then proceeded to land safely.
The cell phone footage also captured the instant the aircraft landed safely on the tarmac and came to a complete stop. The passengers on board were applauding and thanking God for a safe landing.
Thank you, Jesus. Thank you. Thank you, Father.
The majority of passengers opted to fly on the next flight into Freeport, and of course we are doing our internal review and reports on today's flight.
Now, those passengers on board that flight arriving in Freeport, Grand Bahama shortly after 10 a.m. this morning, many of them say it was not as frightening as the cell phone footage makes it appear.
When we took off about 5 minutes into the flight, I heard like a scrunching sound, and I'm thinking, I've never heard this before on a Western Air flight. So about another 3 minutes, I heard it again. So I said, okay, something is wrong. Then the pilot came on and said, listen, the wheel gears are not coming up. We're going to circle back. We're going to head back to Nassau.
Folks started to get a little concerned when we had to make several attempts to land. And then the final time that we were going into land, the stewardess then came on. She started shouting with a loud voice for us to, emergency, emergency, to, put your heads down and keep your heads down and, I guess brace for whatever would have occurred. Folks did a lot of praying.
Kudos to the pilots that playing around for about 20 minutes. We landed back in Nassau. We took off about 7:05, and I look at my watch when we landed, it was about 7:25.
We disembarked, went back into the airport, and took another flight, took a different plane, and the second flight was pretty smooth, no issues. So again, we're very, very grateful to God.
Now, once again, those passengers are extremely grateful to Western Air, the pilots on board, the stewardess, and also to the passengers who were on board, praying for everyone to arrive safely, in which they did. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Remiko Knowles. Back to you in studio.
Thanks, Remiko. Well, Haiti is high on the agenda for CARICOM leaders as they meet in the nation's capital this week for the 44th regular session. The Bahamas pulled its diplomatic team out of Haiti a few weeks ago after the nation erupted into chaos. Captain Godfrey Roll heads the Bahamian team in Haiti. He says this recent encounter was an uncanny experience for him and his diplomatic officers. He shares the details tonight with our Jolanda Thompson-Everest.
Well, the story is that while riding in a diplomatic vehicle, Bahamian diplomats were halted by some armed police officers during a protest. Roaming through the country has been a norm, but on that particular day, the officers' attitude was strange. One thing led to another, and the diplomats found themselves on the wrong side of a problem. The chargé d'affaires officer says that while he and his colleagues were minding their business on the road, this is what happened next.
When they called us, and we expected, well, they were trying to get us through the cars that were across the road, but it was a different saying. They told, stop us. We were in an armored car, of course, windows up. They knocked on the window, told the driver to get out. He was trying to say to the window that we were diplomats. They were still beating on the car. So he opened the door because perhaps he thought they could hear him. Opened the door, they pulled him out of the car. They told all of us to get out. And they then took the weapons out of the car that my security attaché usually traveled with.
Captain Roll noting that after the officers took his security weapon, the security locked the vehicle doors and intentionally gave the police officers the wrong car keys.
We hang on the road for maybe about 20 minutes. And then trying to explain, listen, that we were diplomats and what was going on. But they weren't in any kind of, they didn't want to hear what we were saying. And so after about 20 minutes, they told us to leave. We left the car there and we walked to my residence. Now, on the way, my security attaché called the Inspector General, somebody who was high up in the police force, and he said that he would come or send somebody for us to go and try to get the car. He did that. When my driver went back to get the car, they had, now I can't say it's the police who did it, or maybe there were a lot of people on the street. Maybe somebody else did, but the 4 tires were destroyed. But the car it's a ride flat kind of thing, an armored vehicle. So my driver was able to drive it anyway. Took it first to the hotel, parked it, and then brought it home to my residence.
Without placing the blame on the police officers, Captain Roll explains that they immediately notified officials who were in contact with the office of the Prime Minister, who then directed them to leave Haiti. Despite being rescued immediately, Roll says that Foreign Affairs explained to them that police officers in Haiti are known to harass diplomats. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Jolanda Thompson Everest.
Thanks, Jolanda. Well, the mother of a 12-year-old girl who was allegedly sexually assaulted on Abaco on Tuesday is speaking out tonight. She is sharing her sorrow over the incident. After reports of an alleged sexual assault against a 12-year-old girl on Abaco that occurred on Tuesday, February 14th, and as police continue their search for the suspect, we spoke to the mother of the victim, who explains how she found out that her daughter was assaulted.
My lightest officer, she stays across the street from me, and her godmother got a text from her nephew, from a young girl in school who she told the incident to us when she went to school.
Okay, and what did she say?
That she was assaulted, was raped.
She explains that the suspect is someone known to the family.
My daughter came up here on Monday to help to plan a hair because there was a fun day on Tuesday and stuff. My niece plants hair. And they end up by him that night, sleeping by him that night.
She reveals that the suspect was supposed to drop her daughter to school Tuesday morning, but that didn't happen.
Instead of him dropping her to school, he passed the school saying he wanted to show her something. And when he passed her, he went and bought the basket. And then he took her by the house and carried inside. He wanted to show her something. Then he took her into his room and sexually assaulted her.
Now, this mother says her daughter is currently in therapy to cope, and when asked her thoughts and feelings as a mother,
scared. Like right now, I'm going through trauma.
Meantime, officers from the Criminal Investigations Department on Abaco are searching for 49-year-old Ivan Keith Curry Sr. of 287 Central Pines, Abaco. Police want to question him in connection with unlawful sexual intercourse. He is of dark brown complexion, stands 5 feet 11 inches tall, and is slim built. Anyone with information on his whereabouts, please contact CID officers in Abaco at 367-2900, 367-2650, 502-9991, or download the P3 Tips app. And downtown Pioneers Way coming alive tonight with the sounds of Junkanoo Junior style. There's more news when we come back.
Come on down and see what Dolly Madison has in store for you. Renovate and rejuvenate at Dolly Madison.
Dolly Madison.
Pizza Hut Freeport has a super delicious super deal. Now you can order 2 medium one-topping pizzas for just $19.10, VAT inclusive. Choose your pairs with any one topping and crust, pan or thin, and satisfy everyone. Excite your taste buds with Pizza Hut's 2 medium pizzas super deal and save. Available for carry-out, curbside, pickup, and delivery at Pizza Hut downtown, 352-9191.
Grand Bahama Stepping Out is now online. Visit their website. It's easy as 1, 2, 3. Find them in Nassau at the top of the hill, Mackey Street. Call 394-7100 or WhatsApp 727-9098. Stepping out.
No Holds Bar presents the legendary Stevie S live in a Rake and Scrape concert on their new date, Saturday, February 18th. Gates open at 9 p.m. Entry fee is $10. That's Rake and Scrape at No Holds Bar, Settlers Way.
Welcome to the My Professor and More, where our focus is to provide the innovation and provide the guidelines for our talented students in a variety of subject matters, from primary school all the way to university level.
Because of the Math Professor, my mathematical and public speaking skills have truly elevated.
At the My Professor and More, we see our students as being family members. Even though we strive in mathematics and public speaking, we cover all of those areas whereby students may be finding challenges. At the Math Professor, we strive for excellence. We strive for innovation. And through the techniques that we use, we continue to make a difference in the lives of hundreds of students each year.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. We welcome you to be a part of the family.
List your home in Grand Bahama with H.G. Christie. Visit their new office in the Port Lucaya Marketplace. H.G. Christie, celebrating over 100 years of service.
Come and see the cabinets and countertops in stock now at Specialty Kitchen and Bath, number 16 Oak Street, phone 688-9661.
Lucaya Wellness offers Reiki therapy for any age, for any reason that you might feel you need it. We can also work on animals. Reiki is an alternative method of healing and relaxation to help guide the energy throughout the body, removing blockages, promoting healing, and reducing stress. You come in and you can find just, nice gifts for people. We have dream catchers, puzzles, gemstone jewelry, incense, candles, soap, a couple little toys. Lucaya Wellness has also a bookshop. Sessions are an hour long. You can book it through Facebook, through Instagram, through email, through my website, through WhatsApp. You can book it yourself or you can contact me and I'll book it for you. Our website is lucayawellness.com. Instagram is Lucaya Wellness Bahamas. Facebook is also Lucaya Wellness. Right now, we're Monday through Saturday. Monday to Friday is 9 to 5. Saturday is 9 to 12. We are in the Pyfram Manor Corporate Plaza on West Mall, and phone is 727-8384.
It is estimated that 300 million people worldwide are suffering from depression.
There's only so much we as counselors, as pastors, as parents, as friends can do.
Many of these people will consider suicide as a means of escape.
She just couldn't relate to me. And she knew, and she just knew things.
The tragedy is that many of them don't want to die.
Check on your strong friends was echoing everywhere. And though I agree with the sentiment wholeheartedly, it's definitely not enough.
They simply don't know how to cope with the issues of life.
I don't know, what could I have done? And I wasn't there, so I couldn't do nothing.
This is the other side of suicide.
Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. This year's Junior Junkanoo Parade is getting underway right about now on Piners Way, and you are looking at a live shot as 24 schools are participating in tonight's Junior Junkanoo competition. Among them, the Bishop Michael Eldon School Warriors. As our Raven Davis tells us, they're aiming for a two-peat.
It is an active scene here in the auditorium as defending champions, the Bishop Michael Eldon School Warriors, put the final touches to their faces and display pieces just hours ahead of the 2023 Junior Junkanoo Parade. Now, coordinator Noivelle Smith expecting the Warriors to knock it out of the park with their chosen theme celebrating Bahamians in sports.
Well, BMES was always the #1 when it comes to sports, and we, for the past few years, we know that Anita Doherty has played a very good role, our past principal, and, you know, we just came up with this theme to say, hey, you know, to celebrate, you know, our Bahamian athletes, and also to display that, you know, this year is the 50th for independence as well.
The parade attracting the eager participation of some 120 students. The girls set to take Pioneers Way by storm, flaunting their dances as cheerleaders, while the boys are portraying the various sporting disciplines.
We have about 60 cheerleaders, and the rest of the back line, including free dancers, should be another 40 or 60, another 60.
I'm seeing about 60 girls coming consistently to practice. I was like, wow, but all in all, they showed up every practice that they were able to. We had fun, we did what we had to do, and we're just ready to go and show the Bahamas what we were doing.
Asked just what will set the Warriors apart from the other groups.
We're always the best, so, you know, we always display what we display, which is, you know, #1 and being the best at what we can do. And, you know, once the students can have fun doing it, and, you know, to really display that, you know, other schools can see what we do, and we also can see what other schools do as well.
Now, BMES easily captured all 5 categories during the 2018 Junior Junkanoo Parade. This year, 24 schools are participating, 8 of them in the all-age division, according to Cultural Affairs Officer Monique Leary. Smith leaves this advice for the competition just moments ahead of the big showdown.
Just be ready, because we're coming on the road.
For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Raven Davis.
Thanks, Raven. As we continue to celebrate this week of love in this 4th installment of our 5-day series, local pastor Kevin Ewing dives deeper into the power of love from a biblical standpoint. Here's Asher Quant.
Dating, marriage, and divorce. They are all components in a love life, but according to Pastor Kevin Ewing, while couples are in the dating stage, they search for the wrong qualities. He says that in accordance with the Bible, one should seek out faithfulness, wisdom, commitment, and more. He describes Proverbs chapter 3, verses 5 through 6 as the 3-point guide for those seeking pure love.
Number 1, trust in the Lord thy God with all thine heart. Lean not on thy own understanding. Stop going on what mommy and daddy say, what pastor and brother and whoever say. Lean not on your own understanding. Then he says, in all your ways, acknowledge him, meaning that, Father, I like this guy over here, I like this girl, but is this your will? So he says, if you follow this 3-point plan, trust in the Lord with all your heart, lean not on your own understanding, in all your ways acknowledge him, watch what he says, now I'll direct your path. His original plan for your life was not to put someone in your life who will frustrate you. Someone who will have you wondering, oh Lord, how come you come home yet? I wonder if you're making babies with other people and all these other stuff. No, because he is a God that has called us to peace.
The love counselor asserts that failing to follow that path will affect the individuals involved in the marriage or relationship in the long haul, as well as the children, ushering in generational curses.
You could be indirectly setting the foundation for them unknowingly through how you treat your wife, how you treat your husband, how you treat people. So the child now becomes, in terms of their relationships going forward, a product of which you did not indirectly put there, but from what they would have observed.
Pastor Ewing also dives into the prevalence of divorces in both Christian and non-Christian marriages. He is sending this message to anyone who are dating, having marital problems, or is a divorcee.
Ask God, God, what is your plan for my life? I like this guy, I like this girl, I like this job. I have an interview over here, Lord, but I'm not leaning on my own understanding. Is this where you want me to go? I don't want to be a failure. I don't want to have to redo this again. So I'm following your laws to get the God-intended result that you had in place before the foundation of the world.
And for Pastor Ewing, the foundation of any aspect of a love life is the power of love to him. He reminds everyone that God should be in that as well. But for now, for the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Azure Quant.
Thank you, Azure. Your Thursday check on sports is next with Jay Philippe.
Good evening, I'm Jay Philippe and welcome to Sports. Mary Stop to see held its annual sports day at the Grand Bahama Sports Complex. Some of the brightest stars in track and field was on the track. The temperatures was right and the fans were out to watch the athletes in action. Winning the 10-11 girls 100 meter was Shania Pinder.
I felt like I could have just pushed myself to do better, but although I came first, I did it for my team and I did it for myself to see my improvement in track and field.
The boys 10-11 200 meters was a close one until the straightaway, and that's when Tristan Hepburn, better known for his skills in the swim pool, pulled through to take this one for his house.
I didn't have a strategy because I normally don't run, so I just was going in it, thinking just have to get up fast and try to beat everybody.
Now, when the senior girls 200 meter showdown, Tanya Thompson cruised to the finish line in a convincing win.
I've been training for a while, and I was really looking forward to this race. And today, we haven't had sports day in a while.
Not known as a sprinter, however, quarter miler Reagan Shelton, with those long strides, propelled them to a first-place finish in the senior boys 200 meters.
Coming around the first 100 meters, I was a little tense, but I kept my momentum. So all over, it was really good.
Overall, physical education teacher Rohan Parks was pleased with what he saw on the tracks.
We have a few athletes who can definitely do well in island sports. Reagan Charlton, Solomon Hill, and a few others who we're looking forward to see them running island sports and doing well.
Sticking with track, the Grand Bahama Track Classic Road to Carifta meet is set to take place this Saturday at the Grand Bahama Sports Complex, beginning at 11 a.m.
It will also serve as a Carifta qualifier. It's sanctioned by the B3As. So we're inviting all of the under-17s, under-20s, and of course the primary school and elementary schools to come on out and have some fun. But as we get to the older divisions, we're trying to see if we can get a couple of kids to qualify for this year's Carifta Games.
The Abaco officials, that's GBACO, that's the Grand Bahama Official Association, and also we have the right tech team that comes in. That's the people who do the finish link timing system to ensure that we have an automatic timing system. Also after that, we have to use the right measurements and have the proper wind gauges in play to make sure this is official track meet.
And finally in sports, Buddy Hield broke Reggie Miller's single-season franchise record tied for three-pointers on Wednesday night when he hit his 230th three-pointer of the season. He leads the NBA in three-pointers and will participate in the All-Star three-point contest on Saturday night in Salt Lake City, Utah. And that is your quick check on sports, ladies and gents. I'm Jay Philippe. Be blessed.
New year, new look. No, not you, but your home.
Decorative pillows in all colors, textures, and sizes. And if you want to make a statement, pick from over 20 different styles of our 5x8 area rugs. Get cozy in our lightweight comforters. And if you want to switch it up, we have duvet covers in a variety of colors. Decorative pillows from $23.99. Area rugs from $149. Comforters, $29.99. Duvets from $34.99. It's all here at Island Bedding.
Ice the coconut got this. Cocoa skin driven madness. Juiciness ice the back this. Sweet like sugar in a dripping like ice, honey. I think all the men love me. Sweet like sugar in a watch it go ba 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 ba. 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 Sweet like sugar in a
new clear platinum flavor. Flavored beers with a kick of rum. Make it platinum.
Tired of the endless bank fees and long lines? The Grand Bahama Cooperative Credit Union is the solution to making your money work for you by providing you with free financial counseling, higher interest on savings plans, and lower interest rates on loans. Savings products such as Christmas and vacation clubs, fixed deposits, and annuity savings allow our members to prepare for today and tomorrow without all of the hassle. Join satisfied Bahamians who left their banking frustrations behind. Open an account with GBCCU 352-4139.
It's that time again. Buy your tickets now for Mr. Lucky's Big Raffle and win. Win one of two cars, a brand new 2023 Toyota, large cash prizes, a brand new PS5, and more. Enter today by going into your local Chances store and either depositing $20 or more onto your account or buying $20 or more lotto tickets. Tickets available until March 1st. Winners announced March 4th. So hurry into your local Chances store today. You gotta be in it to win it. Winners take chances. Chances remind you to game responsibly.
Today we're going to talk about vitamins for kids. Sometimes parents can be very skeptical or picky whether or not they give their kids vitamins, and then the question comes up which one is good. So I'm going to help you be able to make that choice a little better. Vitamins are great for both kids and adults. The first thing you want to look for is the age range. It's going to tell you right there on the vitamin the age of the kids that they recommend it for. You want to make sure you check that you're given the appropriate vitamins for the appropriate age range. Some of the benefits of letting your kids take vitamins are it's going to help to boost their immune system, especially when they go to daycare at school or so on. They're playing with a lot of other kids. Germs pass along easily. So taking a good multivitamin would help them to boost their immune system and help prevent them from getting sick. Another benefit is that it helps with their development, especially their brain development. Supplement them with a vitamin, especially if they don't get enough of a balanced diet. You know, a lot of times kids don't like to eat their fruits and vegetables and so on. Having a good multivitamin can help balance out that so that they can grow and develop well. Now, some parents may be skeptical, thinking that kids are going to take these vitamins to get a bunch of energy and be running all about the place. Well, I have the solution for you. If they get a little too much energy, then all you got to do is get them a little melatonin for kids. It's going to help put them to bed. One little gummy, it's going to knock them right up. It's not a drug. It's perfectly safe. It's amino. You don't want to use it all the time, but on those nights, kids really have trouble getting in the sleep rhythm. You can supplement with melatonin. It tastes good. They're going to think it's a treat, and it's going to put them right to bed. If you want to purchase any of these supplements, we have them here at the Fitness Connection. We're located in the Raven Mall and also in Nassau and Seagrapes and Blake Road. Come check us out.
Athletes across the northern Bahamas inspire us with their performances on and off the field. ZNS is proud to honor these competitors with our Athlete of the Month award. We will select an athlete whose story and accomplishments represents the best in their sporting discipline. Tune in to find out who will be the Athlete of the Month. Will an athlete be you?
Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Kendia Lewis, you are our Facebook friend of the day, and we wish you a very special happy birthday from the team here in the North. And that's going to do it for us tonight. On behalf of the entire ZNS News team, I'm Simone Davis, but be sure to stay tuned as the Bahamas Tonight continues.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, the National Report, more aid on its way to Haiti from the Canadian government. Haiti's Prime Minister speaks about that country's ongoing crisis. A female icon in Bahamian politics receives a top award. And in sports, government school basketball championships tip off. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, starts now.
ZNS News is linked up by BTC. Whether it's chatting, gaming, content creating, or working smart to get things done, link up to stay connected with BTC.
I'm LaDawn Davis, and this is the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. Thanks so much for tuning in. Canadian Prime Minister, the Right Honourable Justin Trudeau, revealing his government's plans to provide more resources into Haiti to the CARICOM community today. Jimonita Swing joins us live from the Atlantis Resort to tell us more about the Canadian Prime Minister's efforts. Good evening, Jimonita.
Good evening, LaDawn, and good evening, Bahamas. We're coming to you live from the Atlantis Resort, where a few minutes ago, Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau addressed the media on issues related to Haiti and other assessments that the Canadian government will be making in the region. Now, he was short of saying whether or not troops will be sent into Haiti. He reiterated that the Haitian National Police will continue to take the lead on the issue. But earlier today, Prime Minister Trudeau was at the Bahama Resort, where he spoke at the plenary sessions, providing an assessment or outlining what will happen as it relates to assistance in Haiti. Take a listen.
I am announcing that Canada will also deploy Royal Canadian Navy vessels to conduct surveillance, gather intelligence, and maintain a maritime presence off the Haitian coast in the coming weeks. Canada continues to reinforce the capacities of the Haitian police to overpower armed gangs and hold those who support them accountable.
Canada has already aided the Haitian National Police by providing surveillance aircraft and other strategy. The Canadian Prime Minister went on to reveal aid options to bolster those efforts.
$1 million to support the International Office on Migration to strengthen the protection and resilience of Haitian women and children along the Haiti-Dominican Republic border and in migrants' place of origin. And we will invest an additional $12.3 million in humanitarian assistance. Together with CARICOM, Canada and international partners can help Haitians bring an end to the crisis and build a better, more hopeful future for their country.
The Canadian Prime Minister acknowledged that Haiti is confronted with unrelenting gang violence, political turmoil, and corruption, adding that sanctions have already been levied against 15 individuals and more were announced.
I'm announcing a 6th round of autonomous sanctions against 2 more individuals.
Now, LaDawn, following that 12-minute or so address from Prime Minister Trudeau, Prime Minister and CARICOM Chair, the Honourable Philip Davis, thanked the Prime Minister for what he termed him putting his money where his mouth is.
Of course, the stabilization of Haiti's institutions, infrastructure, and communities is integral to the security of the Caribbean region and to its future. We in CARICOM, as you well know, have been working with the international community and yourself to ensure that the people of Haiti can realize their aspirations for peace and prosperity. The best way forward, as we have recognized, is through inclusive and transparent dialogue, which will allow for a peaceful and lasting solution. We are inspired by your commitment to the region, and we look forward to continuing the strengthening of that relationship, both in trade and cooperation in resolving all the challenges that confront us as a people in the region.
Now, those sessions will continue tomorrow at the Bahama Resort, but for now, Jiminita Swain live at the Atlantis Resort. Back to you in Studio LaDawn.
Thanks a lot, Jiminita. Well, and a voice which many delegates anxiously await answers from Ariel Henry, the de facto Prime Minister of Haiti, with lingering questions on the future of that nation. Henry shared in this report from Lloyd Allen that rebuilding Haiti will likely come with further losses, both in resources and hope, before developments or regional support.
It's been described as one of the biggest political challenges facing our region, the deteriorating state of affairs facing our neighbors to the south. But even as Haiti takes center stage at this year's CARICOM heads of government meetings being held right here in the Bahamas, which is among surrounding countries tackling droves of illegal migrants, Haitian Prime Minister Ariel Henry says stabilization remains difficult.
Since 2020, we have institutional crisis. That means we had only a president elected and 10 senators. In order for the Senate to function, we need 30 people. In the Haitian Constitution, there is a formula. The formula is that the president, when he's not there, is replaced by the Council of Ministers. That the Prime Minister lead. I've been named by a president, an elected president, but they kill him 3 days after.
For the nearly 12 million people that call this country home, the perpetual collapse of his government, followed by the recent 5.4 magnitude earthquake taking place on January 12th, only further compound challenges. Henry calls this an unfortunate dilemma.
We are really sorry that people, Haitian people, losing hope in the future, are taking boats, are taking the sea to foresee something on the earth. And we are really sorry that they affect the life of the Bahamian. So we had a meeting with the Prime Minister. We explored the possibility of the help of the Caribbean people, but specifically, not only the CARICOM, but specifically the help of Bahamas in order to solve the security issue that we have.
Added to this, Henry identifies a deteriorating public service with persons fleeing to countries like the United States.
The President Biden parole, visa for parole, is a good decision, but he has some counterproductive effect. One of the effects is that we are losing a lot of people well prepared, either in the public sector and the private sector. For instance, we have about 600 of policemen. They want to go to the States because they lost hope in the future of the country.
And as regional heads converge for the 44th Heads of Government meeting on the CARICOM, Henry remains optimistic for brighter days. Reporting from the Haitian Embassy for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Lloyd Allen.
And as we told you, the ongoing crisis in Haiti is high on the agenda during the CARICOM conference. During the opening ceremony last evening, Jiminita Swain tells us that the host chairman issued this charge.
If Haiti is again fully functioning as a state, we should learn from the failures of past efforts to help, rather than use these disappointments as an excuse for inaction. I pray that we can agree a series of concrete steps to help move towards a solution for the Haitian people and the region as a whole.
CARICOM Chair, Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis, addressing the opening ceremony for the 44th regular meeting of the CARICOM Heads of Government of the Caribbean Community at the Atlantis Resort Wednesday night. The Prime Minister also reiterating food security as key, as well as a collective response to end the smuggling of drugs and guns. Ending human smuggling is another concern, but Prime Minister Davis also referenced another proposed investment.
Our friends at the Afri-Exim Bank have allocated already $1.5 billion to invest in the CARICOM region. Should remaining CARICOM members join those of us who have already signed the agreed memorandum of understanding, that figure would be doubled to $3 billion. I encourage you to sign. By moving together, we can achieve something which benefits us all.
CARICOM Secretary General Dr. Carla Barnett focused attention on the pressing issue of the day, Haiti, which is among the top agenda items.
We will continue our efforts to assist all stakeholders in Haiti to ensure a Haitian-owned resolution to the crisis. We will have to show the resilience and the fortitude of the Haitian people as we strive to overcome challenges and advance the initiatives to improve the lives of all citizens of our Caribbean community.
Also addressing the opening, St. Kitts and Nevis Prime Minister, the Honorable Dr. Terrence M. Drew, too, addressing the challenges of climate change.
The time has come for the international financial institutions to take positive actions to address the realities we face and enable us not only to recover from national disasters, but adapt to the existential threat of climate change by building stronger, more resilient communities to benefit the lives of our people.
But also a supporter of the Caribbean single market and economy, of which the Bahamas is not a member, he addressed what he called the elephant in the room.
Intra-regional transport. The reality is that it is too difficult and too costly for the people of the region to move and exercise their rights within the single space created for them to do so at optimal levels. For example, coming to this meeting in Bahamas is a classic case in point. Many of us had to fly to Miami, overnight there before taking a flight the following day to our destination here in Nassau, Bahamas. It takes no less than 24 hours to move from country to country within our region at times.
For outgoing chair of CARICOM, Suriname leader, His Excellency Chandri Prasad Santokhi, on the goal of reducing the region's food import bill by 25% by 2025 was also referenced.
It has been proven that exports provides countries with growth opportunities. Therefore, it is crucial to expand and diversify our production. In this respect, I call on member states to participate actively in the process of the Industrial Policy Program to develop the export potential of the non-food sector to contribute to the community's economic growth.
The night would see Bahamian talent on display and end with a Junkanoo rush out from Colors Entertainment. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Jumanita Swain.
An icon in local politics gets a distinguished award. Dame Janet Boswick presented with the CARICOM Triennial Award for Women. CARICOM Chair, Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis making the presentation to Dame Janet during the opening ceremony. It's an accomplishment the Dame says she was more than thankful for, and later reminisced on the challenges of women in politics she witnessed for many years here at home and abroad.
But it was actually at a CPA conference in 1991 in Harare, where I was exposed to women who knew firsthand or had experienced personally unimaginable gender-based violence and atrocities, immolation of widows on the burning pyres of their deceased husbands, female gender mutilation, forced child marriages, deprivation of education or health service, and the list goes on. It was then that I knew that I had to be a part of that group which sought change and global recognition of men and women as equal partners in every respect.
12 exceptional women who have made an invaluable contribution to their region and community, and for that she is grateful. Dame Janet also used the opportunity to urge women to take on the fight of climate change, as they are oftentimes the most vulnerable.
We are blessed to have Prime Minister Mia Mottley lead the charge against climate change. And we're so proud because she is a woman. But all of us must do our part. The lives of our children are at stake. We must take personal responsibility to ensure that our actions lead to the decrease of carbon emissions in our own countries, and to guard against pollution of our waters by ourselves, as well as by international vessels cruising our seas. We must encourage our governments to be mindful in the trade of our precious carbon credits, to ensure that that trade does not facilitate the continued level of emissions by those whose decreased emissions are essential to our survival. There is much to be done.
You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. Stay close, we've got more news right after this. From the youngest among us to the oldest gems, heart disease has touched many lives. And while cardiologists are doing their best to ensure these victims remain alive, nonprofit organizations are also doing their part, drumming up funding to secure the best treatment possible. Join me, LaDawn Davis, this month every Friday for Chambers of the Heart.
This portion of the news was brought to you by Sun Oil Limited Shell, fueling journeys that matter.
It has the looks, the style, the performance. Your new car is everything you always dreamed of. Now it's here. Commonwealth Bank was happy to help put you behind the wheel with a new car loan at a competitive rate and fast, friendly approval. It's a service that just comes naturally to us, just like how love of tradition comes naturally to you. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Lives are full of action. Hey, babe.
From the studio to the video to back home.
All while balancing family life.
BTC Fiber Internet is our solution.
BTC is best for us. Hello?
With fiber, we save more on fast, reliable internet. And we can prove it.
Go to BTC's website and compare for yourself.
Select your current product, price, and location.
You'll see how much you can save with BTC.
Link up with better value.
Link up with BTC.
Since they were on sale, Monique couldn't resist things she didn't need. And neither did Bruno. Hungry for deals? You better come and satisfy that hunger with a great pick meal for only $20 at KFC before doing something crazy. Get 8 pieces of juicy, fresh, in-store prepared KFC fried chicken and 4 buttery biscuits, all for only $20. A finger-licking good deal.
Kids, let's go! Sean, what are you doing?
I solved it. We'll buy our life insurance policy from this company and then go over here and get our home insurance. Then get our motor policy from right over here.
Or we could just get it all with CG Atlantic. Save a lot of money and effort.
They do it all? Even pensions?
Even pensions.
We're like a husband that doesn't overcomplicate everything. CG Atlantic. Good like that.
You can find it all at Builders Mall. From cement, lumber, block, plumbing, and electrical, to paint, lights, vanities, and tiles. Not to mention all the tools you could possibly need to get the job done. Say if you're starting a major project, adding the finishing touches, or just doing some repair or rental work around the house. FYP, the Paint Center, and Tile King can help. Stop by or call 601-8453. Located 69 Wolf Road, Nassau. You can find it all at Builders Mall. Building, painting, and tiling, the Bahamas.
With food insecurity plaguing the Bahamas and the region, it could be a challenge achieving CARICOM's goal of a 25% reduction in food imports by 2025. More than 830 million people face hunger across the globe, and more than 3 billion are not eating correctly. It is against this backdrop that CARICOM is hoping to tackle head-on. Cleopatra Murphy reports.
A staggering number of people, those in the Bahamas and in the wider region, battle food insecurity daily. It's one of the issues officials attending this week's CARICOM meetings at the Bahama Resort are hoping to find solutions to. At a press conference Thursday morning, United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization Assistant Director and Regional Representative for Latin America and the Caribbean, Mario Lubetkin, admitted the issue is trending in the wrong direction.
We have in this moment 56 million people with hunger, 30% more than what's happened before started COVID. And more than 131 million people that are not eating well. And at the same time, the process of obesity are going up.
Based on a UN report, Overview of Food Security and Nutrition 2022, in 2021, 40.6% of the region faced moderate to severe food insecurity, compared to 29.3% globally. Lubetkin says the challenge of food insecurity cannot be addressed without a regionally integrated approach. On a local level, Minister of Agriculture, Marine Resources and Family Island Affairs, the Honorable Clay Sweeting, says government is first looking to develop the National Food Security Policy that will allow local farmers concessions to make them more competitive.
Growing up, for me, it was very easy to go and grab some food off your grandfather's tree or in the farm locally, but now it's much more costly to farm. So for us at the ministry, we're trying to find ways to ensure that local produce are cheaper for Bahamians to buy, because at the end of the day, if you're going to choose between a healthy meal and something that's cheaper, a lot of times Bahamians would choose the cheaper option.
In 10 days, government will launch a significant initiative to encourage at least more healthy eating. While government has previously signed agricultural agreements with countries such as Haiti, Sweeting admits there is no follow-through.
As much as we want support from other countries, we also would want that tactical support, that expertise to ensure that we develop agri-food systems in the Bahamas. We import 95% of the food that we eat now, so it's important that we try to develop the sector that we have, because we have a lot of traditional farmers that can make it, that can farm, but the issue is being able to farm at a competitive price, because most farmers lose money.
Acknowledging there are real challenges to food security in the region, Lubetkin says policies that support small-scale farming and expanding social support systems are some of the mechanisms countries can use to address the problem. Sweeting adds that attracting more young people will be key to food sustainability, as 80% of Bahamian farmers are over 60 and regionally over 55.
We have a lot of young people that's involved in farming and excited about it. But it's just bridging that gap where they're able to say, look, if I get involved in farming, I can still feed my family, I could also make some money, I can send my children to college.
Sweeting says food security is a marathon and not a sprint, and every time you are able to reduce the food import bill, it's an important benchmark realized. Still, he insists private sector support is crucial, as government cannot do it all. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Cleopatra Murphy.
Bahamas Ambassador to Food and Agriculture Administration, His Excellency Winston Pinnock, also gave details on how the FAO, a technical support organization, is giving the Bahamas aid. He says besides funding small projects for small-scale fishermen post-Hurricane Dorian, this is how it helped countries like the Bahamas.
While the FAO is not a funding organization, I'll use one example of something that we are pursuing that's tangible. The FAO is currently assisting in helping us to qualify for a funding. It's a $10 million that is available to countries like ours, small island developing states, under the Adaptation Fund. There is, the FAO plays that role.
The Office of the Spouse, headed by First Lady Anne Marie Davis, hosted the spouses of CARICOM government heads to a luncheon at the Lyford Key Club today. State Minister for Social Services and Urban Development, the Honorable Lisa Ramming, Minister for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Ginger Moxie, and Minister of Housing and Transport, the Honorable JoBeth Colby Davis, were all in attendance. Police making multiple arrests alongside the leader of the Coalition of Independents on Wednesday ahead of the opening of CARICOM. The group that included 4 women were arrested for unlawful assembly. Police, in a statement issued overnight, said initial reports indicated that sometime between 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. on Wednesday, officers posted at various checkpoints in the Western District of New Providence for the protection of VIP guests attending the CARICOM meeting were met with resistance from a group of persons. The group, who police said did not have proper authorization to hold a protest, were asked to leave the area immediately but refused. 18 people were arrested for the following offenses: unlawful assembly, resisting arrest, and causing a nuisance. Police reminding members of the public that the safety and security of all diplomats attending CARICOM will be treated seriously and with the strictest enforcement of the law. Additionally, the public is advised to avoid the conference area for the next 2 days. A scare in the air for passengers on board a Western Air flight into Grand Bahama this morning. In a video making rounds on social media, you can hear someone shouting, "Emergency! Hands behind head, bend down and stay down." Now, this went on for several minutes with passengers comforting each other and shouting aloud praise once safely on the ground.
Coming in. Yeah, you're getting a little bit too fast. You need to slow down. Right? Brace it. Just brace yourself, everybody. God got us. Y'all relax. God got us. Look at God. Look at God. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus.
Now, we understand that shortly after takeoff, the pilot encountered a problem and had to make an emergency landing. We got this update from Aircraft Accident Investigations Chief Investigator Kendall Dorsett.
This morning, the Aircraft Accident Investigation Authority was notified of an incident involving a scheduled Western Air flight number 701 that services into Freeport, Grand Bahama from the Lyndon Pinling International Airport. Reports received indicate that upon departure from LPIA, the flight crew observed an unsafe landing gear indication, and as a result, they executed standard operating procedures to identify the issue. This resulted in them returning to the LPIA. They were able to land safely without further incident. This matter is under active investigation by the AAIA at this time.
Meantime, Western Air issuing a statement saying that inspections and a review are underway to determine why the landing gear failed to fully retract. Western Air officials are thankful that the plane eventually landed safely with all 32 passengers on board. They noted that the pilot completed the climbing sequence and appropriate checks, as well as a few low approaches to allow for a visual inspection from the tower as well as from team members on the ground before landing safely. Passengers were also told to brace themselves as a safety precaution. Now, according to the statement, the majority of passengers opted to proceed on the next flight into Freeport. Western Air officials say they are grateful for the professionalism of their crew and thankful to their passengers. Now, time for the weekly poll question, and this week we're asking, do you think the retirement age in the Bahamas should be raised? Yes or no? Now, to participate, simply log on to our website at www.znsbahamas.com, as well as any of our social media platforms to answer. The poll's final results will be aired on Friday, and as always, thanks for participating.
The Department of Education held a district superintendent's workshop at Breezes Resort, Bahamas on Wednesday, February 8, 2023, under the theme, Shaping Education for the Future. The workshop, which put emphasis on leadership, was attended by district superintendents from all across the archipelago. When asked why she thought attending the district superintendent's workshop was important, Honorable Glenys Hannah Martin, Minister of Education and Technical and Vocational Training, had this to say.
The district superintendents sit on a mountain of oversight obligation, and much of what happens in the educational system, success of it, depends on those individuals in there. And they've been extremely effective in what they do, and have created an incredible network to address so many layers of issues. And so I thought it was very important to come to basically to express my support and gratitude to them for the work that they do, the wonderful work that they do. But secondly, to also challenge them on the current times that we exist in and coexist in, so that we are able to bring new vision, I guess, new sightings to the new problems that are on the horizon as we speak, so that we're able to really, create the outcomes that we want to see. We don't want to over anticipate, but certainly we have high expectations for our children, our young people, and we'd like to see that play out and manifest as they move through the system and leave to go on to tertiary education.
For Ed Talk, I'm Lisa Ballard.
Good to grow, keeping you in the know, keeping you in the know. God, it's good enough to eat, then it's good to grow. It's good enough to eat, then it's good to grow.
After 4 years, residents and visitors alike welcome back the Farmers Key Regatta, and it was an event that was sure not to disappoint.
It's marvelous. It's great.
And it's family and lots of fun and socializing. It's awesome. It's a good place to come and relax and get your vacation home.
Health Inspector Sabrina Fowler found a little time to enjoy the regatta while balancing her duties.
We normally come out in all the regattas to inspect the stalls to see if they serving the food in sanitary conditions, and how they handle it and how they prepare it.
And so far, you're finding that everything's safe?
Yeah, everybody met the requirement to have their license to operate and serve food, and the food vendors, they're doing a good job.
As the evening progressed, it was finally time to name the champions of the races. Reigning Long Island champion, Stephen Knowles and his crew once again making a clean sweep.
The guys, they always come and help out, and they always prepare the race. And everybody is in unison and they understand the boat.
Someone who was not so lucky sailing at the Farmers Key Regatta was Minister of Family Island Affairs, Clay Sweeting.
It felt more like a down-home activity, which this regatta is all about, to bring people together. The sailing was an exciting one today. Sassy Sue took all the races, but what's more important about these environments is that people are able to make money on the ground, and also that the camaraderie of the sailors. So as you see after the races, sailors just hang around, chat, talk about the races during the day. So today was a win as we start the regatta season.
And now that the Farmers Key Regatta is done, up next is the Georgetown Exuma Regatta coming this April. Stay tuned to Good to Grow for all the details. Reporting for Good to Grow, I'm Georgia Bain.
Good enough to eat, then it's good to grow.
Nothing spells love like pizza, and the students at the R.M. Bailey Senior High School know that little-known fact firsthand. This as Member of Parliament, the Honorable Lisa Ramming, visited the school for Valentine's Day, bringing with her a special triangle slice meal for the students and a good old-fashioned meal for the teachers.
Encourage the kids that love itself, love doesn't have a ticket. You don't have to be rich to be loved, you don't have to be poor to be loved. Love is universal. And so I just wanted to express some love to them. And of course, to commit to getting some universities in the school who can possibly help these kids with some degrees in terms of going to college. And so I've told them my experience of being here, where I walk to school every day.
Ramming says it's all about mentoring the students and encouraging them to take their studies seriously.
When we look at all the gang violence going on in this country, and we wake up every day and we see somebody died, I feel so bad. My heart is so hurt. And so I said, we got to do something. We can't just sit here and sit in the four walls and say that we want change. But we got to come out. We got to touch their lives. We have to help them. They have to know that somebody cares. They have to know that somebody want to pull them out, but somebody else is trying to pull them in.
You may be closer than you think to a college degree. Global Learning Exchange has credit transfer options through our university partners. Reach your goals faster and finish your degree sooner. Speak with a GLX enrollment advisor today.
At Solomon's, we're all about family. We believe in quality brands and giving you what you need and more for every occasion. Our store is filled with items for the entire family, celebrating everyday living for you and those you love. Shopping is now more rewarding than ever with My Solomon's Smart Rewards. Shop Solomon's because family matters.
Secure the ones that you love. Join up with Family Guardian. We offer full protection. Join the family. Join the family. Family Guardian. Protect the ones you love. A brand that you can trust. Family Guardian.
The Criminal Investigations Unit in Abaco needs your help in finding Ivan Keith Curry Sr. He's wanted for unlawful sexual intercourse. The 49-year-old's last known address is number 287 Central Pines. Curry has a dark brown complexion and stands 5 feet 11 inches tall with a slim build. If you have any information on the whereabouts of Ivan Keith Curry Sr., you're asked to call 367-2900, 367-2640, 502-9991 or 2-911 or 328-TIPS. You can also download the P3 TIPS app. And it's time now for a check on Family Island weather with Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean. Good evening, Basil.
Good evening, LaDawn. We are under partly cloudy skies, temperature at 79 degrees. The relative humidity is 67%. We have southeast winds at 17 miles per hour. The barometric pressure 1,020.4 millibars. That's 30.13 inches, and the pressure is steady. Temperatures around the Family Islands this evening, they are brought to you by Family Guardian Insurance Company. We're protecting you. 76 degrees in Freeport, Grand Bahama, Grand Toll, Key, and Marshall, Abaco, the Berry Islands at 79. Alistown, Bimini, 77 degrees. 78 in Harbor Island, Rock Island, Eleuthera, Black Point, Exuma, and Kemps Bay, St. Andros. Fresh Creek, Central Andros have a temperature of 79 degrees. 77s in Otterstown, Cat Island, San Salvador, and Rum Key, Georgetown, Exuma, 78 degrees. 78s in Ragged Island, Clarencetown, Long Island, and Crooked Island. Betsy Bay, Maguana, 76. Ackland, 76. Magic Town, Inagua, 79 degrees. And the Turks and Caicos Islands at 78 degrees. And your boating forecast tonight is brought to you by Builders Mall, home of FYP, the Towel King, and the Paint Setter in the Northwestern Islands. Tonight through Friday, the wind's going to be southeast to south at 12 to 18 knots, wave height 3 to 6 feet with a moderate chop. So caution flags will remain in place for the Northwest Bahamas through Friday. Low tide, that will take place at 10:18 in the morning with another low tide at 12:26 tomorrow morning. And for the central and southeastern parts of our country, southeasterly winds 12 to 18 knots, wave height 3 to 6 feet, maintaining that caution flag for the central and southeastern islands through Friday. And then as we take you into Saturday in the northwest and central islands, the winds become southwest to west at 10 to 15 knots, just ahead of a very weak frontal system which is heading our way. Wave heights, they're going to be around 2 to 4 feet over the ocean, with the high tide taking place at 5:51 in the morning and the low tide at 12:21 in the afternoon. For the southeast Bahamas on Saturday, southeasterly flow at 12 to 18 knots and the wave heights 3 to 6 feet. That's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they are brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
What kind of move that you making? That's what the people say. But the way I move my body, make the boys them want to play. The way I jump into the music, I make the boys them say. Emily, you make me go crazy.
And that's going to do it for your international temperatures, brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But stay tuned. The extended weather forecast is still ahead.
You got me falling out your name.
Shell Unleaded improves your fuel economy, giving increased miles per gallon, allowing you to do more of what you really want. Special additives used in Shell Unleaded improve your engine's efficiency. So go further with Shell Unleaded. Venture out to beaches, Junkanoo, and festivals, and bring home memories that will last a lifetime. Shell, fueling journeys that matter.
If you've got termites and need to get rid of them fast, trust Rent-A-Kill Initial. With over 60 years experience in the Bahamas, the global brand, training, and expertise can't be beat. Only Rent-A-Kill Initial gives you a 3-year warranty and payment plan options on termite fumigation. No one can match the range of treatments we offer, such as fumigation, pre-construction treatments, termite monitoring, and more. No matter where you are in the Bahamas, we will come to you. When it comes to complete termite eradication, there's only one name, Rent-A-Kill Initial.
Throughout our lifetime, we must all make decisions. No matter how we choose, the right one just needs to be made. Like having J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers as your insurance partner. We've been serving the Bahamas for over 100 years. Whether you need home, motor, marine, or commercial insurance, make the right decision. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com.
JS Johnson Insurance. Peace of mind.
What if I told you that the future is here? That is not some magical door we walk through, but a place we create. It's home. The place where you can download a 2-hour movie in seconds and stay connected to loved ones even when traveling far from home. The fastest, most secure, and reliable way to stream the internet, so you can do what you want, whenever you want. Where internet moves at lightning speeds, smoother and more reliable than anything you've ever seen. This future-proof technology can take you to worlds that you can only imagine. That's the power of Alive Fiber. The future is here. The future is home. The future is Alive Fiber.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
Good evening. It's time for Sports Thursday. I'm Charles Fisher. Game 1 of the Government School Basketball Best of 3 Championships. Minister of Education, Technical and Vocational Training, the Honorable Glenys Hannah Martin, taking a break from her busy schedule to support the young ballers. Sage Waves Junior Girls still with a perfect season after a 31-23 win over the Lions of H.O. Nash. The Raptors opened the first quarter up 8-6 and then led 14-11 at the half. Went on a 13-3 scoring tear in the third to extend their lead to 27-17 and cruise from there.
I think my team come out a bit slow today. I'm glad it's not me. I'm glad I win this first one. And so now pressure on H.O. Nash to come back to win game 2.
Junior boys, hard to tell the difference here as both teams in black, Estima First Sharks, with the goal stripes look good. The Royals of Donald Davis opening the game on an 11-5 run. ASC would bike their way back into that lead 2017. With moves like this, the Sharks kept this one close midway through the third. However, Donald Davis taking a bite out of the SMFerson Sharks to stay unbeaten on the season, 40-35.
SMFerson is a very good team. They have a very good guard, number 9. The lady coach is doing an excellent job with them. We came up with a game plan to attack number 7 because we realized that he's the interior man. And so we attack him, every ball went after him. And he took the bait and get him fouled early. And we had to box number 9 and keep him off the ball because once the ball's out of his hand and we make all the teammates decide, then we stand a better chance. So my guys, listen, God give us the grace to finish it, and the game plan was executed.
Senior girls, the Knights of C.I. Walker clashing with the Rattlers of C.I. Gibson, and this one going right down to the wire as both teams traded buckets. Knights led 15-14 after 1, but this game was tied 24-all at the half. CI would go up 36-31 midway through the third, the biggest lead by any team so far in the ball game. But down the stretch, the Knights fought hard and come away with the 47-46 squeaker.
My girls played a hard game yesterday, and they came back, so they were already tired. They was hoping that the game was Thursday, but we couldn't get the gym for Saturday. So we had to play our best, and they wanted it more, so they fight for it.
And in the nightcap, it was the Rattlers of C.I. Gibson senior boys taking down the Timberwolves of Anatole Rogers 58-49. This one never in doubt as the Rattlers led from the opening jump to a 14-9 lead. Then pushed that lead to 29-20 at the break. And go into cruise control, looking to add another championship to the Rattlers trophy case.
We've been competing against each other for a while now, and I think the last 2 outings he beat C.I. Gibson, so this one we definitely want to try to get. It's far from over. That's the resilient team over there. They fight. We went up at 24 and they came back. Within 2, we were tough enough to pull it out, but we got to play better defense down the stretch.
Buddy Hield with 6 3-pointers in the second half, helping the Indiana Pacers come from 24 down to the Chicago Bulls at home and finish with a game-high 27 as the Pacers 117-113. And in the game, Hield broke Reggie Miller's single-season franchise record for 3-pointers on his final 3-pointer of the game, his 230th, with 22 games still left in the season.
It's a blessing, kid from the Bahamas, growing up on starting a great basketball court, dream of playing on this big stage in the NBA, and be able to come on here and perform on these bright lights and big stage against the best in the world. It's a blessing, and can't write a better script than it. The script keeps on continue, but just gotta keep on being humble and let God work.
He'll now prepare to compete in the 3-point shooting contest Friday at the NBA All-Star Weekend. He won the contest back in 2020 in Chicago.
Just enjoy the All-Star event. I found me out there, enjoy that with them. It'll be snowy, but when the competition comes, we'll see what happens. It's not in my favor, but mindset's always to win it. So you gotta stay locked in and trust my routine and trust what I got going on.
And the University of Bahamas softball program is holding trials this weekend, looking for the next UB Mingo star. The softball team is fresh off a tour in South Florida and is hoping to build on that experience the team gained during that 4-game tour. The trials are set for 10 o'clock this Saturday morning at the Blue Hill Sporting Complex. Head coach Shane Aubrey says even though he's not looking for any specific sport, he does have one thing in mind.
We always look for athletes, persons we can plug into various positions. Obviously, pitching, catching, number 1 and number 2. Players you always look forward to having on the team. But for the most part, athletes, persons we can put on the infield, on the outfield, persons with speed and knowledge of the game.
Go on down and try out. That's it for Sports Thursday. I'm Charles Fisher. Thanks for watching.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
Link up with BTC and call it one and done. Link up with BTC and call it one and done.
I'm
Corval Pythro. We have been telling you for a while now that when you sign up for BTC's fixed-term services, you will save bundles. Well, we suspect some of you still needed a little more convincing. No problem. Since seeing is believing, we've just rolled out our Compare and Save calculator. So now you can see for yourselves just how much you save by signing up with BTC.
We have our customers that are coming in. They're using the comparison tool where they can see exactly how much they can save. We've always been talking about best rate, no debate. So this is the time now. We're showing you the data. We're showing you where you can get huge savings with BTC products, whether it's our internet, whether it's our home phone, or if it's our Flow TV. So for customers who are coming in, they're using the comparison tool. We're allowing them to be able to get a free shirt that I'm wearing, as well as they're going to be entered to win one 165-inch Samsung TV, and that is very exciting because, you know, persons, we like to win free things. We also have vendors here, so we have nice, fresh, warm popcorn, cotton candy, lots of treats for the kids, and it's just a fantastic time just to show our BTC customers that there is huge savings with BTC by using any of our BTC products, and in particular, our internet.
So with the Compare and Save calculator, once you complete 3 very easy steps, you just fill out what services you have, how much you're currently paying every month, and then which island you're on. It's going to actually give you the ideal plan and also show you how much you can save every month and every year. It's an opportunity for you to keep some money in your pocket, especially at the beginning of the year. We just finished with Christmas. You know, things might be a little tight. So this is a chance for you to reassess what you're paying every month for your fixed services, your home services, and get that adjusted when you sign up with BTC.
There's no question about it. No one saves you more than BTC. And now you can calculate it for yourself. So go on, compare and save, and then come on back to BTC. These are still the moments that move us. I'm Corval Pythro. Be well and be back here. Next, BTC Connection.
Link up with BTC and call it one and done. Link up with BTC and call it one and done.
Hey, it's your honorary pump attendant back again with another episode on the do's and don'ts at the service station. Let's go. What you ain't gonna do is just pull up to any dispenser and put the nozzle inside your car without reading the signs. Because if you put the wrong fuel inside your car and the car mess up, you could be mad at us, all right? And then you have to walk or catch bus for about 3 to 18 months. What you're supposed to do is read the signs. We place signs all over the dispenser to tell you which fuel is which. Because you put the wrong one in the car, say bop, and you could be mad at us. You could be, oh, what happened to my car? No, it's you who ain't read. It say diesel, diesel, one word, diesel. You got up, and you mad at us. Read, that's all you have to do.
Make your company representative stand out through an embroidery design on your uniforms from Janae's Uniform Center, Chesapeake Road. Janae's utilizes the latest state-of-the-art embroidery technology to monogram large and small quantities of shirts, caps, bags, and other articles. If you don't already have a digitized logo, Janae's can design and digitize your idea and bring it to life. Then install the logo of your choice from their large selections of 27 stock colors of golf shirts in cotton or dry fit, caps, or workwear. Call 394-8385 or 6 or visit www.janaes.com.
From College Bahamas with love. For the entire month of February, let the home enhancement continue with 15% off all in-stock cabinetry, white shaker, Swiss chocolate, Ovaltine brown, and Hello Milo. Whether you're upgrading or modernizing, visit our showroom at Sandy Port Cable Beach and choose your quality cabinetry at 15% off.